Elbaph is on the verge of disaster. Terrifying monsters are attacking the island, children are being pushed toward a massive fire, and the giants are desperately trying to stop them. But while the entire island is falling into chaos, Luffy is learning something completely unexpected about Loki's past. And when the children finally face the flames, Jinbei comes up with a solution that nobody else could have pulled off. This is everything that happened in One Piece episode 1175. The episode then takes us back to the underworld where Loki is still badly injured. Luffy remains with him, and his main concern is getting Loki enough food to recover. But during their conversation, Loki starts thinking about his own childhood. He sees something familiar in Luffy. Luffy has always admired Shanks, and that reminds Loki of the pirate he admired when he was young, Rocks D. Xebec. Loki reveals that he once wanted to follow Rocks. But Rocks rejected him because Loki was still just a child, and this creates an interesting parallel between Luffy and Loki. Both of them grew up looking up to legendary pirates. Luffy had Shanks, Loki had Rocks. Meanwhile, Luffy isn't the only one trying to help Loki. Zoro, Sanji, and Goldberg head out to find something big enough to provide food for the injured Loki. And naturally, the moment Zoro and Sanji are put together, things become chaotic. The group comes across a gigantic creature. Zoro and Sanji immediately start competing with each other, turning what should have been a simple hunt into another one of the ridiculous arguments. But despite all the insults, they actually work together when it matters. Sanji launches Zoro toward the creature, and Zoro delivers the finishing blow. The hunt is successful, and they finally have the food they were looking for. But while Zoro and Sanji are hunting for food, the situation on the surface of Elbaph is becoming much more dangerous. Dory, Brogy, Scopper, Gaban, and the other giant warriors are still fighting the terrifying creatures created from the children's fears. But there's an even bigger problem. The children themselves are still being manipulated by the Knights of God. They are being pushed toward a massive fire near the Adam tree without even understanding the danger they're walking into. Saul desperately tries to reach them. The firefighters struggle to contain the flames, and with every second that passes, the situation becomes more dangerous. And just when it looks like the fire is going to consume everything, Jinbei notices something. Surrounding the area are enormous sea clouds, and Jinbei realizes that these clouds could be the key to stopping the fire. Instead of trying to fight the flames directly, Jinbei decides to use the clouds themselves. He grabs hold of the massive sea cloud and prepares to throw it. The amount of force Jinbei is about to use is enormous, and then he launches it. Jinbei unleashes a sea cloud shoulder throw. The enormous mass of sea clouds crashes toward the flames. Water pours across the burning area. The fire begins to disappear, and the children who were moments away from being swallowed by the flames are finally saved. Jinbei didn't defeat an enemy, he did something even more important. He saved the people caught in the middle of the battle. What makes this moment special isn't just how powerful the attack looks. Jinbei doesn't need to be the strongest person on the battlefield, he simply recognizes the problem and finds a way to protect innocent people. That's one of Jinbei's greatest strengths. His calm, his experience, and when everyone else is panicking, Jinbei is often the person who thinks clearly. That's exactly why Luffy wanted him on his crew. But the children being saved doesn't mean Elbaph is safe. The Holy Knight's plan is still underway. The nightmare creatures continue to threaten the island, and the children remain extremely important to the enemy's plan. The Straw Hats and the Giants may have stopped one disaster, but the larger conflict is still unfolding. And then, just when the situation appears to be calming down, Bunko appears on Kolon's ship. Her arrival immediately changes the mood. Jinbei may have saved the children from the fire, but now another member of the Knights of God is right in front of them. The rescue is over, but the battle isn't. Episode 1775 is important because it moves several parts of the Elbaf story forward at the same time. Loki's connection to rocks gives us another glimpse into his mysterious past. Zoro, Sanji, and Goldberg continue trying to help Loki recover. The giants are still fighting the nightmare creatures, and Jinbei proves once again why he's such an important member of the Straw Hat crew. But with Gunko now appearing directly on Kolon's ship, the next episode could be even more dangerous. Elbaf's biggest battle is far from over. If you want the latest One Piece episodes explained with all the important details, subscribe to Anime Recap, and I'll see you in episode 1176.